Katie Porter ripped off her mic and stormed out of a CBS interview. When asked about winning Trump voters, she screamed, "I don't want this on camera," like a toddler. This is the same woman who dumped scalding potatoes on her ex-husband. Classic narcissistic rage when challenged. She claims she's never had to do this before because she lived in a media bubble. Now she wants to be governor. This is who breaks when questioned.
Katie Porter dumped scalding hot mashed potatoes on her ex-husband's head during a fight. Her divorce papers reveal years of throwing objects and verbal abuse. She heated those potatoes, then weaponized them against someone she claimed to love. Now she's melting down at journalists who dare ask tough questions. From marriage to Congress to CBS interviews, Porter explodes when challenged. She's unfit to lead.
A middle school teacher who repeatedly raped a 15-year-old girl was just killed in prison by a convicted murderer, and the psychology behind inmate justice is more complex than you think. Ernest Nichols, 60, was found dead in his cell at Green Correctional Institution after being murdered by a fellow inmate who decided to deliver his own form of justice. Prison culture has an unwritten code where child predators are considered the lowest form of life, creating a hierarchy where even murderers feel morally superior to those who harm children. The psychological dynamic is fascinating because it reveals how even criminals have moral boundaries and use violence against pedophiles to restore their own sense of humanity and purpose. Nichols had described himself as a pig before being jailed, suggesting he understood the psychological torment awaiting him in a system where child rapists are marked for death. This prison killing represents vigilante justice within a closed system where traditional legal consequences aren't considered sufficient punishment for crimes against children.
Fort Pepperdine, sisters killed by BMW driver. Now his lawyers won murder charges dropped, claiming mental health crisis. The wealthy killer's team says his psychological state excuses plowing through Niam, Peyton, Asha, and Dislin. Rich defendants weaponize mental illness to escape accountability for young lives gone, while his lawyers argue his mind matters more than their deaths.
Mike Lawler told Hakeem Jeffries, "Keep your mouth shut" on Capitol Hill. Our leaders are having playground fights while the government faces shutdown. Political psychologists call this regression. Under stress, where adults revert to primitive responses when overwhelmed. The public breakdown models toxic behavior for millions who need stability. Our democracy is having a mental health crisis.
Has some piker's dog yelp on stream, and thousands think he shocked her for views. Fetus instigating while he denies everything. Influencers exploit animals when views matter more than empathy. Live streaming rewards extreme content that crosses moral lines. Parasocial relationships normalize abuses. Platforms profit from our eroding standards. This isn't about one dog, it's about losing our humanity for clicks. Hassan Piker says he only uses vibration collars on his dog, but that's what abusers say when caught. The Twitch streamers, defense shows, classic Darvo tactics, deny, attack, reverse, victim and offender. Dogs can't understand why they're being punished by their trusted human. His response mirrors domestic abusers who say they only push, not punch, a refined animal. The shock versus vibration distinction is meaningless to a terrified animal. Demi Lovato sex Max Erich arrested for beating an elderly relative. The psychology is sick. He targets those who can't fight back. 2-month engagement to Lovato, who battled addiction, shows his pattern. He preys on the vulnerable. Elder abuse reveals someone powerless elsewhere, dominating family members. Violence escalates from partners to relatives. His need for control grows desperate. Max Erich arrested for battering a family member over 65. Elder abuse exploits those who can't fight back. He targets the vulnerable, from Demi during addiction to now attacking seniors. Florida law knows this cowardice deserves harsher penalties. The psychology of beating elderly reveals predatory cruelty. Who targets grandparents? Only the weakest cowards, only the weakest cowards. Katie Porter called a reporter, argumentative for asking basic questions. She threatened to walk out when asked how she'd win Trump voters. This reveals narcissistic entitlement, expecting softball treatment, not real journalism. Her meltdown shows she lacks the psychological resilience for leadership. If she can handle one interview, how would she face hostile